Hi everyone, today we are going to talk about Java and Python. This question has actually never found a solution. When I'm talking about Python and Java, you can think of them like Messi and Ronaldo. The competition is high, but only between the two. This is how Java and Python are. They are quite old now, but their walls are comprising of matured and time-tested libraries. So how are they differ by behavior? Being the compiling language, Java had a great advantage by birth. I generally feel more confident when writing codes on compiling languages. Once it compiled, it stands and delivers like a rock. This is the advantage that Java carries on its heart, and this feature is attracting the software tycoons to choose Java as its primary language. Also, Java and its sister Scala are very suitable for banking sectors. Yeah, what about Python? Python has deliberately decided to be a dynamic programming language. As being dynamic, Python has both advantages and problems. When it comes to scripting, Python is the beast. But this dynamic behavior may cause unchecked and unexpected errors, something like assigning a string value to an integer data type at runtime. Yeah, that's a problem. As compiled language, Java had converted to bytecode on the process of compiling itself. Running bytecode is faster than anything. As an added advantage, you don't have to maintain the source code in your app servers. As Python is a dynamic language, you need to maintain the source code, which on executing gets interpreted into bytecode. So this conversion from source code to bytecode only happens at the runtime, which makes it seriously slow to compile the languages. Clearly, Java won the game here. So Java is speeder than Python. As Java is a static language, you have to define the data types before compiling. The presence of data types in the source code makes it much more documented. This has a very big advantage, especially when you're working on a multi-developer projects. Static languages are so much helpful in debugging, as you always know the exact return type and the parameter type. Python loses this advantage as being dynamic. The code maintenance is not easy in Python, especially when you are working on bigger projects. From Python 3.6, it allows to use type hints in the source code, and there are several libraries like MyPy are available to perform the type checking like a sample compiling. But this will not enforce any new behavior. This is just like a comment in the source code. So Java wins this round. Python, with its syntax, feels much more like an English word, so you don't feel much strangled. When you have just started to learning programming, then my words for you guys is start with Python. Namings chosen by Python ecosystems are so simpler for a beginner, thank God. But Java will test your patience in this. Their namings are alienated when compared to Python. In a funny note, you can say that Java is not for children. No, strictly prohibited. But once you get through the tough phase, then there will not be any more problems in Java. Also, Python is easy to get started compared to most programming languages out there. Setting up the environment for Python is much easier than Java, than any programming languages actually. At last, Python wins for the very first time. Both Java and Python has well-matured libraries. In most cases, when you have a library in Python, you can also find its counterpart in Java. Their communities are well-grown and their libraries are time-tested. 90% of the time, you can find answers for your doubts on Google. So this is a tie. Being the dynamic language, Python has everything for scripting. So Python can be very much useful in networking. In some areas, even it can replace the shell scripting. And Java is also changing now. From Java 9 onwards, you will get a REPL support for Java, one of the long requests of the Java community. And finally, Oracle here. But in any ways, Java will not be suitable for scripting. Maybe it's another sister, Groovy will help you in this. Clearly, Python wins in scripting. Both Java and Python has an equivalent amount of web frameworks out there to support your applications and needs. Python has Django, an MVC-based web framework that has everything from authentication to ORM. It is so easy that you can get started in an hour. It is very simple and clear documentations. In a word, Django is a framework that every startup desires. I can talk about Django all day, which itself is a separate topic. Python also has Flask, Bottle, Zope, TurboGears, and more frameworks. Java has Spring, the stable framework, which is much suitable for an enterprise industry. Spring is like the big brother for Django. Spring has everything, but it is not as easy as Django. When you start up with Spring, you may end up with a suicide note. So leave it for another day, my friends. Java also have Hibernate, Struts, Play, and Gradle as a build tool, but all of them feels bit old-fashioned, but enterprise level and much stable. If you are a startup, Python is the best. But when you grow as an enterprise, Java will give you a big hand. You can say that Instagram is a bigger company with more traffic, but is still using Django. But why Twitter moved to Java is also thinkable. You can do Android development in Python, but Java is uncomparable and native. There is no much discussion needed here. The Java wins the election with a huge margin. Python beats Java in machine learning in the same margin as Java beats Python in Android. More than 50% of the enterprises are using Python for machine learning. Java will be around only some 10 to 15 percentage in this domain. Python has more libraries and frameworks than Java for machine learning. More importantly, you can rarely find a resource for learning machine learning in Java, but Python is a C. So, Python is the ruler of machine learning. When it comes to big data, you have to choose either Hadoop or Spark, but Spark is faster and popular nowadays. Both of them is written in Java similar environments. Hadoop is actually written in Java and Spark is built in Scala, which also runs on JVM. Both of these tools depend on JVM for its core. But as a surprise, you will find more resources and libraries for Python than Java. You have viewed this long video with much patience, so I won't disappoint you by drawing this battle. So, my solution is for an application server, Java is the best for enterprise companies and Python will ease out the pain for startups. For machine learning and AI, Python is the only choice and the best. For Android, Java. For big data, Python for analysis and Java powers the environment. But in my opinion, every developer should be ready to script at any time. So if you are a Java developer, I insist on learning the basics of Python for scripting. Combining the powers of Java and Python, you can do magics. So thank you guys. I hope this video was helpful to you and I will come up with another good one. Thank you from John.